死吧你！你那个 BGM 都吓到人吗？你专业点好不好？我抓你个滚一脚，你觉得个人很危险是不是？你眼苦。
YouTube's algorithm is truly ingenious, always knowing how to find thrill seekers and recommend this video to them. Only then can one watch this horror movie. Grandma, Amma. On a night of lightning and thunder, only Grandma, Amma, remains in the enormous villa. She anxiously searches for the butler. Suddenly, a dark shadow floats past from behind her. Grandma, Amma, follows it, and suddenly, a pair of pale small hands slowly reaches towards the wheelchair, accompanied by a shrill scream. The dark night passes in an instant. Grandma, Amma, falls into a coma and becomes bedridden. Strangely, her family surprisingly invites a master and begins preparing for her funeral. As soon as the master pushes open the door, a cold gust of wind blows towards him. The master immediately senses a bad omen. At Grandma, Amma's bedside, her eldest son and second daughter's families are all present. Only the youngest son T-Noi has not arrived yet. The doctor states Grandma, Amma's condition is very bad. Her brain has completely lost consciousness. Her body can only be maintained by machines. When to pull out the oxygen depends on the family's wishes. However, the hypocritical eldest son and second daughter neither wants to step forward to be the villain. They begin to blame each other. Unexpectedly, even though no one hears what he says clearly, the eldest son worries about delays and changes to the will. He immediately announces to pull out Grandma, Amma's oxygen tube. By the time T-Noi rushes back, Grandma, Amma, has already passed away. Looking at his mother's cold body, T-Noi angrily accuses his older brother of being heartless, insane, and an unfilial son. The two even get into a fight over this. After everyone pulls them apart, T-Noi is deeply saddened. Afterward, the butler gathers everyone and begins to read Grandma, Amma's will. The first clause of the will states that Grandma, Amma's funeral arrangements are handled solely by the maid Ya. Everyone else returns to their respective rooms. At 12 a.m., they must have a reunion dinner with Grandma, Amma. Only by completing this task can the second clause of the will be opened. Although everyone is unwilling, they can only comply for the sake of the inheritance. However, strange things happen as soon as the eldest son's family returns to their room. The eldest son worries while looking at a green lottery ticket, but the two children always feel Grandma, Amma's ghost staring at them. The next second, lightning flashes and thunder rumbles outside. Grandma, Amma, suddenly appears behind the eldest son, staring intently at the back of his head. Seeing this scene, the two children quickly cover themselves with blankets in fear. On the other side, the master is chanting scriptures. The candle in front of him suddenly extinguishes. Puffs of white smoke mysteriously emerge from under the door. Grandma, Amma, appears abruptly at the doorway. The master is indeed extraordinary. A casual remark scares away the spirit. At the same time, the second daughter's room is also not peaceful. The second daughter's husband worries about his company, which is on the verge of bankruptcy. Meanwhile, the second daughter lies in bed, sighing. With the sound of opera music, Grandma, Amma, appears by the second daughter's bedside. Seeing Grandma, Amma's sorrowful appearance, the second daughter immediately bursts into tears. Hearing his mother's cries, her son quickly turns around and sees his grandmother's kind face. He is immediately terrified and scrambles away. When the second son-in-law returns after finishing his phone call, the second son-in-law looks in the direction of the little boy's finger, but Grandma, Amma, is already gone. It is then that the second son-in-law realizes the little boy was scared so badly by the ghost that he wet himself. The scene changes. T-Noi is drowning his sorrows in alcohol. Grandma, Amma, suddenly calls out to him from behind. T-Noi shows no fear. He longs to speak with his mother again. However, Grandma, Amma's ghost disappears. The time comes to midnight 12 a.m. The family gathers in the dining room. The butler has already prepared Grandma, Amma's favorite food from when she was alive. The family comes to say their final goodbyes to her. The eldest son first offers incense to Grandma, Amma. He invites his mother's soul to accept the children's offerings. Unexpectedly, in the next second, Grandma, Amma, plunges headfirst onto the table. Yak quickly lifts her up. Unexpectedly, she holds a chicken drumstick in her mouth. Just as they remove the drumstick, Grandma, Ma, plunges down again. This time, she holds noodles in her mouth. The next second, the living room plunges into darkness. Could it be that the ghost has truly appeared? As everyone looks bewildered, a strange knocking sound comes from the table. Turns out a ghost squats on the table, grabbing Grandma, Ma's head and repeatedly bangs it against the table. Then the lights mysteriously turn on. The female ghost was originally the master's concubine, but she fell out of favor because Grandma, Ma, became pregnant. She tries to poison Grandma, Ma. However, Grandma, Ma unexpectedly uncovers her plot. In a fit of rage, the master locks her in the warehouse. Unwilling to accept her fate, she hangs herself, attempting to become a vengeful spirit to claim their lives. Unexpectedly, the butler directly invites a master of ceremonies, who seals the ghost in a jar until now, when the boy accidentally opens it, releasing the ghost. Facing the room where he is now alone, the butler steels himself and pretends to be calm as he walks out. The female ghost seems to have a slow reaction time and does not draw her knife to stop him. The butler frantically goes to find Black Girl for help, asking her to bring out a Buddha statue to subdue the female ghost. Unexpectedly, when she opens the cabinet door, she sees the master hiding inside. Meanwhile, the second daughter and her husband just hide in the bathroom when they smell a foul odor. They guess someone forgot to flush the toilet. It turns out little Fatty is so scared by the female ghost that he poops himself uncontrollably. They escape the female ghost but cannot escape this. They decide to hide from this first, and he urges her to hurry up. Black Girl prepares to fold the quilt before looking for the Buddha statue. However, urgent knocking sounds come from outside the door. Black Girl angrily opens the door and sees the female ghost standing outside. Black Girl's move completely confuses the ghost. The ghost surprisingly does not bother her and even obediently helps her close the door. As soon as the ghost walks a few steps, she encounters the eldest son and his son. Her flowing long hair, beautiful face, and a 10-meter-long saber directly scare the two of them into falling down the stairs. The ghost's chilling laughter instantly spreads throughout the entire villa. Next, she goes to the bathroom to look for someone, but the smell of little Fatty's poop immediately deters her. She can only silently close the door. Summoned again by the butler, Black Girl angrily opens the door. She just in time to see the ghost flash over from the corridor. With nowhere to vent her anger, she unleashes it all on the ghost. She slaps the ghost to the ground. Black Girl arrogantly tells the ghost that African people are not afraid of ghosts, only darkness. If the ghost dares to cause trouble in front of her again, it will not be as simple as just one slap. It is the first time the ghost encounters such a fierce person and dares not confront her directly. She can only scramble away to scare others. At this moment, several people are so scared by the ghost that they have nowhere to escape. They all ask the master to come up with a solution. The shaman tells everyone the ghost finds people by their breathing. As long as they hold their breath, she cannot see them. Upon hearing this, everyone leans against the wall, afraid to breathe. Accompanied by eerie laughter, the ghost comes near them, sniffing around. The shaman's method is very effective. The ghost truly seems unable to see them. Everyone scatters in fear. It turns out the ghost is just toying with them. The older son and his son flee all the way back to the dining room, hiding under the table. They originally think the most dangerous place is the safest place. But the next second, the ghost's large knife stabs down. The father and son's hearts pound in their throats. They cannot tell which stab will hit them. As the ghost exerts force, she directly jams the knife into the table. Seeing the danger pass, the father and son quickly seize the opportunity to crawl out from under the table and chairs. They even give the ghost 2 disdainful glances. Enraged, the ghost pulls out her machete. The ghost relentlessly chases everyone. The second daughter, having no other option, decides to drive away. However, at this moment, the boy is nowhere to be found. To save their lives, the couple decides to have a second child. Unexpectedly, the ghost stands directly in front of the car. They discuss driving through the ghost. Unexpectedly, the ghost teleports directly onto the car window. The two, screaming in terror, finally start the car. As they look up, the ghost disappears. As the two are confused, the ghost surprisingly appears behind them again. At this moment, the ghost finally awakens its powers. Inside the car, a bloody storm suddenly erupts. After the ghost finishes with these two people, she returns to the villa. The boy and his older sister in the closet are so scared that they quickly cover their mouths. However, the closet door is suddenly pulled open. Fortunately, it is just a false alarm. It is the woman looking for the butler. The boy worries that the recent screams will attract the ghost. He plans to find another place to hide. Unexpectedly, as soon as they arrive in the bedroom, the deceased grandma, Amma, slowly approaches them. It turns out Yak is bringing grandma, Amma, to hide here as well. Yak covers grandma, Amma's body. Yak and the two children also hide under the bed. Soon, the ghost comes looking. Unfortunately, she is a simpleton and simply does not know how to bend down. She wanders around by the bed but still does not see the people under the bed. However, she discovers grandma, Amma's corpse. Just as she intends to chop the corpse with a knife, Yak quickly makes a sound, attracting the ghost's attention. The location of the few people is also exposed. The slow-moving boy is unexpectedly grabbed by the ankle by the ghost. Yak and the older sister desperately pull outwards. Just as both sides are in a stalemate, the butler finally finds the jar that seals the ghost. He orders the black woman to find a way to seal the ghost inside. The black woman thinks the butler has gone mad to make such a foolish request. However, to keep her job, the black woman pretends to chant a spell. Unfortunately, Thai ghosts are not afraid of Indian spells. The black woman just chants spells, but it is useless. Thanks to the master arriving in time, he immediately understands what is happening after seeing the coffin and talismans. As the master chants the spell, the ghost on the other side is pinned in place. Then it transforms into a wisp of black smoke and returns to the jar. The master quickly covers the jar and seals it inside with a talisman. However, Blackie is too mischievous and insists on opening the jar to take a look. This time, she accidentally releases the ghost again. The ghost quickly comes to T Noi. Just as the ghost swings his blade at T Noi, the master seals him back into the jar. This great battle finally concludes without incident. Although the second daughter and her husband suffer a few cuts, they are lucky to survive. Although this reunion dinner is thrilling and terrifying, they barely complete the task. Next, the butler announces the second will. Grandma Ama requests her children to take her remains to the cemetery to meet the old master. Thus, the group takes Grandma Ama to the cemetery. Initially, everything is calm. But just as the group prepares to leave, two armed robbers appear out of nowhere. They are surprisingly trying to steal Grandma Ama's corpse. The group quickly stands in front of Grandma Ama. As a result, the master is shot down. The robbers also snatch Grandma Ama. The group frantically rushes the master to the hospital. Unexpectedly, on the way, they encounter a routine police check. The police officer is curious why the master has blood on his chest, but little Fatty tells him it is from a mosquito bite. This clumsy lie immediately arouses the police's suspicion. At the same time, the police also discover the jar on the chair. ขออนุญาตเปิดนะครับเป็นอะไรกันล่ะฮะเนี่ยผมยังไงก็ต้องเปิดนะครับเพราะว่าสายรายงานมาว่าขนยาเสพติดกันเยอะต้องเปิดมาพิสูจน์ดูนะครับ He finds nothing. As soon as the police turn their head, the ghost appears before them. Seeing the ghost's bloody appearance, he exclaims that the ghost's injuries are even more severe than the master's. He claims the ghost's injuries are from mosquito bites. The ghost is also quite peculiar. It just stands there listening to the police's nonsense. The master seizes the opportunity to chant a spell and seal it again. Under the doctor's treatment, the master quickly recovers. When the eldest son learns that the old woman is kidnapped and requires $10 million in ransom, H immediately flies into a rage. He not only blames T Noi for being incompetent, he also states that he has no money for the ransom. He refuses to engage in such an unprofitable business. He then urges the housekeeper to quickly announce the third will. However, the housekeeper does not speak. He explains that without the body, the will cannot be announced. In a fit of rage, the eldest son decides to leave with his two children. Unexpectedly, the daughter suddenly asks her brother if he would redeem their father's body if it were stolen. He probably would not. The children teach the eldest son a vivid lesson. After a night of thinking, the eldest son finally agrees to use all his savings to redeem the missus. The others also begin to raise funds. However, they are still short $1 million. In desperation, T Noi has no choice but to ask the local gang leader for help. The gang leader states that if T Noi can defeat him, he will give T Noi the money and not even require a promissory note. At this moment, T Noi has no way out. However, unexpectedly, in the boxing ring, T Noi knocks the gang leader to the ground with one punch. It turns out the gang leader intentionally loses to T Noi. He admires T Noi's filial piety and is willing to help T Noi overcome this difficulty. But when T Noi returns home, he discovers the robbers are brazenly staying in his house and have tied up everyone except the butler. Unexpectedly, the butler is an inside man. Even more strangely, Yak voluntarily hands all the money to the butler. This is still a group crime. T Noi is furious. He rushes over to fight the butler to the death. Seeing this, the robbers use Grandma, Ma's body to threaten him. T Noi rushes forward to protect his mother. The next second, Grandma, Ma, surprisingly reaches out and touches his head. Actually, Grandma, Ma, is not dead. All of this is her experiment, arranged with the butler and Yak, to test her children. The purpose is to hope that the children can unite and help each other. At this moment, the children finally understand Grandma, Ma's good intentions. They promise her that they will get along harmoniously and love each other in the future. Afterward, Grandma, Ma, begins to read her will. She divides her property among her 3 children. Even the master receives a share. Then, Grandma, Ma, personally arranges a marriage for T Noi and Yak. The family happily embraces each other. The butler nearby has been waiting for his own surprise. After all, he has been busy for a long time. However, after Grandma, Ma, thanks him very much, there is no further mention. The butler's ending is even more tragic than his name implies. 2 days later, T Noi and Yak hold a wedding. Seeing the family reunited, Grandma, Ma, whose wish is fulfilled, peacefully closes her eyes. The movie ends here. Grandma, Ma, uses an extreme method to make her children and grandchildren understand. Inheritance has a price. Family affection is priceless. Arguments only break families apart. Only unity and mutual help can preserve happiness. The film uses a horror comedy shell, enveloping a warm family theme. True love withstands tests. A true family cannot be broken by arguments or fights. Alright, see you next time.